Hello kids, today we learn opposite words. Let's start. Hot. What is the opposite of hot? Cold. Hot, cold. Sun. What is the opposite of sun? Moon. Sun, moon. Run. What is the opposite of run? Walk. Run, walk. Sit. What is the opposite of sit? Stand. Sit, stand. Big. What is the opposite of big? Small. Big, small. Up. What is the opposite of up? Down. Up, down. Tall. What is the opposite of tall? Tinny. Tall, tinny. Soft. What is the opposite of soft? Hard. Soft, hard. Long. What is the opposite of long? Short. Long, short. Full. What is the opposite of full? Empty. Full, empty. Open. What is the opposite of open? Close. Open, close. Left. What is the opposite of left? Right. Left, right. Dry. What is the opposite of dry? Wet. Dry, wet. Clean. What is the opposite of clean? Dirty. Clean, dirty. Near. What is the opposite of near? Far. Near, far. Happy. What is the opposite of happy? Sad. Happy, sad. Day. What is the opposite of day? Night. Day, night. Laugh. What is the opposite of laugh? Cry. Laugh, cry. Thick. What is the opposite of thick? Thin. Thick, thin. Fast. What is the opposite of fast? Slow. Fast, slow. Old. What is the opposite of old? Young. Old, young. Strong. What is the opposite of strong? Weak. Strong, weak. Heavy. What is the opposite of heavy? Light. Heavy, light. Front. What is the opposite of front? Back. Front, back. Man. What is the opposite of man? Woman. Man, woman. Sleep. What is the opposite of sleep? Awake. Sleep, awake. Start. What is the opposite of start? Finish. Start, finish. In. What is the opposite of in? Out. In, out. On. What is the opposite of on? Off. On, off. Above. What is the opposite of above? below, above, below. Right. What is the opposite of right? Wrong. Right, wrong. Inside. What is the opposite of inside? Outside. Inside, outside. Give. What is the opposite of give? Take. Give, take. Large. What is the opposite of large? Small. Large, small. Sweet. What is the opposite of sweet? Sour. Sweet, sour. Peace. What is the opposite of peace? Noise. Peace, noise. Victory. What is the opposite of victory? Defeat. Victory, defeat. Friends. What is the opposite of friend? Enemy. Friend, enemy. Thank you. Subscribe. Wow Mom.